Hey guys, so Mary Jo and I are going on our nightly walk, and this is something we routinely do. But what we wanted to do tonight was show you how we do prayer walking. It's not something we always do, but when we think about it and we intentionally prepare for it, this is something that we've done in the past. I've done with other churches, and we just kind of do on a regular basis and give you some pointers about what to do, what not to do. And church is right behind us, so you can see our path, and we're about to head into the park. But the basics of prayer walking are, of course, to be praying while you're walking. Seems pretty obvious, but there's a few other things I want you to think about as we do our prayer walk. And I'm already encountering people.
Hi.
Oh, it's all right. Soccer ball. Yay. So there's lots of opportunities as you go about into parks, into neighborhoods. As you're driving around, those opportunities are always going to be there. But before you go out for your day, make sure you make it a point to pray, to ask for forgiveness of sins, to look forward to the day and have spiritual eyes. Because as we go out and about, we don't want to do so in our own power. We want to do so in the Holy Spirit's power. And always have your eyes open for opportunities for people to smile and engage them. Now I'm a little more extroverted than a lot of people, so I will take an opportunity to talk to just about anybody. That may not be you. You may be a person that says, yes, I'll do a prayer walk, but I'm just going to pray, do my route, and then go home. I'm the type of person that I'm always looking for somebody to engage with. And there may be a spiritual conversation, there may not be, and that's okay. But the intentional aspect of prayer walking is to see what the Holy Spirit is doing and to look for those opportunities. Mary Jo.
Oh.
So we are in a pandemic, and we're also in a political season for the president. Do we engage people as we go about, or do we not engage them?
Yes and no. I don't know if you could hear him, but he asked, do we engage people in this, time that we're in with the pandemic? I guess I should look at the camera. The pandemic and all the political turmoil that we're experiencing. Should we engage people in that? And really what I found is that Roger and I, we just engage people in conversations of hope and fun, and it's sort of spirit-led. Once in a, not once in a while, actually quite often, people will start opening up to, especially to Roger, but to both of us, and just start talking about, where they're at in life and why they're here and why they're at this point of their life. And sometimes they'll tell us about some of their past regrets, and that provides an opportunity for us to invite them to church or to talk to them about spiritual things. So it's not necessarily that we talk about the turmoil in our country. It's more that because the turmoil is in our country, people are more open to having conversations. They're looking for hope. They're looking for guidance. They're looking for spiritual connections with people. They're looking to talk about things that matter.
So one example of things that happen while we're out prayer walking happened a couple of weeks ago. So Mary Jo, tell us a little bit about what happened a couple weeks ago.
So we went out, and it was a little bit later at night, and I knew that by the time we were coming back, it was going to be dark. So I have this hat scarf combination thing that Roger bought me. So it works like a hat, like a knitted hat, and then it has a little scarf feature on it. It also happens to light up and look like a unicorn. So the light up feature was why I brought it, or why I wore it. And as we were walking down the street, just talking and praying and thinking about our community, we're passing by this one house, and this lady literally leaned out of her window, calls her husband over, and says, "Oh no, you are not going to pass by my house dressed like that without me saying something." And so we started talking to her about who we were and what we were doing and joking around, and that's what we're talking about, the kind of things that people, they just get into conversation with you as you go about and you get to know them.
Sometimes in the past, there's been some domestic stuff that's going on at certain homes, and I will intentionally pray for peace. I'll pray for intervention, and I'll look for those opportunities to pray specifically for those homes.
Okay, so in talking about prayer walking, a lot of times people will ask Roger and I, how do you move the conversation to something about Jesus or church or whatever? And first of all, I want to say that the conversations we have don't always go there, because that's not necessarily where the person's at yet. We're just meeting them, and we're like building trust and trying to figure out who they are and where they're at in life. And the interesting thing is that sometimes they're people who already go to some of the churches around here. Other times they're people who just need to be introduced to like a friendly Christian face and see that we're just people in the community that care about them. And so it just depends on where they're at. Sometimes they are those people who are looking for Jesus. And that's an awesome moment. But just don't expect that every time you're going to be bringing somebody to Jesus. And it's okay, because you might just be moving them a little bit closer in their walk, in their journey. You might be meeting them at a different point in their life.
So know as you go about your prayer walk that to be specific, to look for opportunities to talk to people. And if that doesn't happen, you're still doing your part. But just go out, be intentional, and do that. Whatever bubble you're in, whatever neighborhood you're in, if you walk with other people, group of people, by yourself, doesn't matter. Just go out and do that.
Just be a part of it. Oh, I said just be a part of them. Be a part of your community. Get to know them. Get to know who's in the community. You don't have to, it's not necessarily that we know people's names, but we kind of know who people are now. And we see regulars around the area, and they're starting to get to know us. So just be a presence, and that's part of what prayer walking is about, is you're praying for these souls that are in your community.
And right now it's July of 2020, so we have a great opportunity to pray for our city, Portland. There's lots of things going on there that we need to pray for, our nation, and of course worldwide with the pandemic. So as we do our prayer walk tonight, keep those things in mind, and get a good workout as well. Enjoy this beautiful weather and be intentional about your prayer walking. So we're going to say goodbye and good night.
Goodbye and good night.
Bye, guys.